What's up, Rockstars? Today I have 8 pounds of Monsterpocalypse by Mythic Games right here in front of me, but as you can see, I've not seen it at all. Super excited to see what this looks like. These should be some painted minis too, so really curious to see what this looks like on the table, what it looks like coming out of whatever packaging they have. Let's take a look. Now, as always, a huge shout out to my patrons and YouTube members. It is through their financial support that this channel is possible so that I can bring you all of the content that I do. That is all and thanks to them. So thank you so much for them. And if you like what I make and you are wanting to give a little, it actually adds up to a lot for me. It really helps the channel out. This is an expensive hobby. It's expensive to film these in a nice way. So if you appreciate all of that, there's a link down below to my Patreon. Even $1 a month helps out greatly, and I do greatly appreciate it. If not, though, that's fine too. Just a like on the video definitely helps me know that I'm making the videos that you guys want to see, which is, at the end of the day, everything I care about. There's also a link down to the Kickstarter as well. This Kickstarter is live at the time of filming this. So, sadly, I was going to get another copy earlier, but there was a shipping issue. It got stuck in Europe, and so they decided to have another group of people actually send this to me. So really excited to kind of see what's in here. I will do a detailed top-down view in just a moment. For now, I'm just doing this, and we'll take a look. So obviously, here's the board. We'll open that bad boy up, and then very heavy box right here. I'm assuming minis. I think. Oh, no. I think there's actually stuff in here as well. I've got a whole bunch of these little ones. Buildings. Defense, by the looks of it. And we got more buildings. And I'm assuming... Oh, alien set. Okay. And then we have this big ol' honkin' box as well. Alright, so I'm going to go in and open up the game board, and then we'll swap to the top down. This is a bit farther away, so you should be able to see the game board in its fullest... easier here. Now this, I believe, is the normal 1v1 map. They have a larger one that is a like a 2v2 or a 1v4 free-for-all kind of thing. And I almost want to say there's even one even larger. But yeah, so that's really cool. We'll talk. I'll critique this as I do everything in life in the top-down view. Speaking of which, let's go in and get there now. Alright, let's go ahead and start things out, I think. We're going to kind of try and stay a little organized here. You guys know how much of a lie that is. No, we're going to try and be a little orderly, I guess I should say, here. Let's go ahead and start with this. I'm going to go and lay it all out, and let's take a look at it and see what do we see. Okay. Alright, now right off the bat, I can tell that when it comes to like deployment zones or anything like that, and again, I've not played the game yet, so forgive me on that. It looks like it's probably here and here that are the deployment zones. The reason I say it is because there's 1, 2, 3 spaces before you get to anything, and then here there's 1, 2, and 1, 2. Right? So there's just less space here. So I'm assuming, especially because your bosses are like, I think the size of 4 spaces, that you will actually need that space to put like your guy there. So I'm assuming it goes like this. Right off the bat, these stand out a ton, which for board game purposes I think are great. For immersion, maybe not so much, but this isn't like a Warhammer battle mat here, and I think that's okay. So you can definitely tell the blue and this kind of purplish, and then this greenish, and then this greenish. And then this kind of oranges. And by the looks of it, it looks like these and these are the exact same things, just different teams, perhaps, because this side starts with all orange, this side starts with all blue, and then green and purple in the middle area here. It looks like there's also spots to put buildings, so I would assume that they're fairly static in where they go. And you can see there's this like little kind of border around here as well. Size-wise, looking at these cars and stuff like that, they seem appropriately sized. It looks like they would fit in the lanes, which is good. At the end of the day, most of these things are created digitally, and so it can sometimes be a little odd because you're not necessarily working the same scale, but this looks good. I'm not really seeing a lot of sidewalks, so there's not really any sidewalks anywhere. For as busy of a place as this kind of is. I guess this is kind of like a sidewalk, perhaps. But it doesn't necessarily look like one. But I think that might be kind of what that is. And notice it's not on the building at all, though we'll look at the buildings and especially the bases of the minis to see if the cars and stuff are the same length. Also, look at this. There's like a whole bunch of junk up there. I wouldn't know what to do on that street. It's kind of interesting that there's like these like dotted lines here. Like I get the turning, I guess. It just, maybe I'm not used to seeing roads from the top up or not, but they even have like a little like, okay, where you don't go straight here, you either turn right or you turn left, and all that stuff's kind of cool, so I dig that. And for a prototype, it feels great, by the way. Definitely quite thick and sturdy, which I appreciate. I don't feel like I'm going to break it right away. But we'll set this aside. We'll leave it here. We got some cars and some buses for that. Let's go ahead, and I want to actually look at this box right here. Mainly because it sounds like there's a whole bunch of stuff in here. I'm wondering if there's tokens and stuff. I'm not sure. I think I might have it upside down. I guess there's no real rhyme or reason to it. Hopefully it's not too bad in here. Okay, looks like it's probably like this. Aha, yes. Okay. All right, and I was right. There's all the like dice and stuff like that in here. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. Okay, so here is a paper mat, which obviously is not final. On this one, oh my gosh, this is like big. All right, let's see what's going on here. It's the same thing. I believe this is almost how you would have normally have seen it. Oh, this is a bigger map. Look at this. Look at that. So we got a whole bunch of stuff here. We got Dicewell, Monster Power Unit, and like a strip instead of like the kind of the bigger ones. Obviously, what is this bigger? This looks bigger. It seems, oh, maybe not. Maybe not. Destruction Junction is what it says here. Which must be this map's name. And then the dice stuff there. I think this is actually the same size. Because if we look at almost like a quarter of it. So this is just with the items on there. Let's see. Where's that bus? You know what? I'm not seeing any of the destroyed. This is pre-destruction. That's what I'm seeing here. Because if you notice, like, you have all the, like, damaged vehicles and stuff on here and the cracked roads. The roads on here are perfect. Okay, so it's like a before and after. It'd almost be cool to, like, swap halfway through or something. Interesting. Which actually just made me think it'd be cool to have destroyed buildings or half-destroyed buildings as well. Okay, let's go back here. Let's see what else we got here. We got a rule book. Look at the time. This is toilet ready. This is awesome. I dig. Look how... Like, it may seem long, but it's really tiny pages and all that, right? As opposed to some big floppy thing. This one is, like, really, like, nice, and you can actually hold it and kind of control it, and there's a giant freaking bug. I want to, ooh, my son would be all about this with the, I got this, by the way, I signed up for this unboxing for my son alone. Not that I'm not interested, but I know he would love this, so super excited to kind of see this. Insects, he would dig, like some kind of robot lady with some, like, wind powers by the looks of it. Very cool. All right, and looking at here, go on and flip to the back, look for an index. An index, look at that. Already, prototype win. Look at that. Awesome. So we got an index here. Hope it's not too bright for you guys. Alphabetical order, not based on headers, with multiple page numbers. Perfect. That's exactly what we need. I can find and answer any of my questions mid-game quickly and efficiently and easily with that. Much appreciated. So this is, oh man, look at this. Okay, here's some like spoilers if you don't know the original one. So we got the Empire of Apes, we got Green Fury, Elemental Champions, Draken Armada, the Guard, Shadow Sun Syndicate, Pterosaurs, Tritons. Oh my gosh, there's so much stuff, guys. Oh wow, okay. Alright, then we got the Martian Menace, the Lords of Cthulhu, the Neuroscourge, Planet Eaters, Waste, I love it. Zarkalo Block, Ubercore International, Savage Swarm, Subterran Rising. Oh, these are awesome. And then we have all the buildings here as well. Very cool. And it looks like Megaton Mashup and Smashville or some expansions coming up. Love it. That is super cool. I dig it. I dig it. I'm assuming, by the way, that this is the Mythic Games updated rulebook, and it's not whatever you got with the original Monsterpocalypse. I guess one way to know is if it would have anything other than 1 versus 1 free-for-all. So that'd be kind of an instant, is this a new one or not? But I guess you guys let me know if you have the original. Is this something that's different? Miniatures game. What do they have? See, this is, I think, the old one, because the Mythic Games one, and see, there's just Privateer Press, not Mythic, has board game here, not miniatures game. So this is the original one. So this shows you the rule set that's already in place, and they just have to kind of refine and enhance it. So that's kind of cool. I dig that. Okay, next we have some player boards. Take a look, see what we see. We've got some tokens in here. And again, this is repackaged. I'm not sure if Mythic Games repackaged it or if it is the other content creator. So don't look too far into that, because I have no idea the state of everything, I guess, when it comes to what's in what baggie and whatnot. Okay, so here it looks like we have 2 different size cards here. I believe this is the old version. Let's zoom in a little bit. There you guys are. This is the old style of how they showed everything with the like blocks and stuff like this. This is Privateer Press's kind of work here. Belcher Crawler. There's the G-Tank. I know they just unlocked that in the campaign a little bit before I filmed this. Another Belcher. Planet Eater's unit. Guard buildings. So different buildings have different things depending on if you control them or destroy them and stuff like that. And then on the back is that. Now here is the updated version. This is Mythic's kind of UI design here. So as you can see, a little bit different, a lot more kind of board gamey, I guess I would say here. So here's like grunt and the cost, speed, defense, their abilities, how many dice you can use. This is like 1 to 2 white, and you have to use 2 blue for the brawl. Here it's 1 to 6 white and 3 of that one. So you're going to be rolling lots of dice, which you guys know me, I really enjoy. And then here's the guard. As you can see, the 2 different colors as well. So Mr. Tank, Strike Fighter, Rocket Chopper, very like word art user. Let me see, because one of these kind of hard to, was it Mr. Yeah, so Mr. Tank's okay. When it gets really long, those letters do get a little squished, so hopefully they don't get too much longer than something like Rocket Chopper, or it's going to be a little bit difficult to read that. And then some buildings. We got Guard Defense, Downtown High Rise, and the apartment building with different defenses and different kind of things that you have with those buildings. Okay? Now we are back to the Privateer Press kind of style here, where you have the numbers here. And I know they've improved this a little bit, as you kind of saw with this like 1 to 2, right? Instead of just showing 7, this is probably 1 to 7. And then sometimes it's like they'll have a little other dice here, and it's like, oh well, you have to do that or something like that. Just some UI improvements, UX improvements for the actual game, which is kind of helpful. Also, I know now they denote the differences. So here, disruption. So you have to look in here and figure out what's new. And then in the new ones, they like have a little icon. So you know, oh, this was added in their like a powered up hyper mode kind of thing here. So, that's kind of the difference. Oh, actually, look, do they have the difference here? I think they do. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So do you see the difference here? So I said by 1 to 7, and it's showing here, you don't have to put 1, but you can always put 1. Or more, right, of these power dice. But here in this like power attack, here you just have to remember the rules. Oh, you always had at least 1 power die. Here they actually put the 1+ there so you know. So just really improvements like that I think will help make this more playable in a really nice way. And then on here you can see the added stuff that you got there. So if you see the energy cycle's new, so it has a little symbol there. And again, the icons and stuff like that are all there as well. So, and a little bit visually different. It's still blue, but it's like Super Saiyan 2 blue as opposed to like a whole different color. So, and you know, some other UI stuff, but there's that. So it looks like I have 2 units here. her two kind of guys. So again, you can kind of see the difference here. And it looks like, okay, no, I was like, the stats have changed, but, for the most part, it's pretty much the same game. If you're doing 1v1, from my understanding, it's just, kind of a nicer package deal, a little bit cheaper for sure. It's not like these super expensive resin stuff. I have no idea what these tokens are, so we're just gonna skip them, but they look nice. I mean, this is like, for a prototype, like, do you see how thick this is? This is thicker than some companies give me, like, final production. You can definitely see the line here. But again, this is a prototype. And sponginess, not much at all. It doesn't actually squish down too much. Not too bad. I dig it. I dig it. Okay, so there's that. Then we got a whole bunch of dice. Dear God. Okay, all right, here, hold on. Let me get all the dice out here. We got a ton. Oh, nice and loud. There we go. All right, I'm not going to bother with the wooden ones because we got some more realistic ones here. Love the red, white, and blue. I must say, these Freedom dice are amazing, and I love them. And yeah, I think they're great. Anytime I can be patriotic and also be destroying civilization as we know it in a monster form, I am all for it. So 3 blinks, so 50-50 on the white, and then we got the blue, which has 2 blinks and still only 1 double, and then we have the red here with only 1 blink and still the 1 double. But your chances go up from 3, 2, and then 1. Sorry, from 3, 2, and then 1. So red are the best, blue are second, white are the least. That being said, only 1 symbol. Now, I don't know what this symbol's supposed to necessarily represent. Almost looks like a splat with sword stabbing into it, maybe, or something. I don't know. Maybe like cracked glass or something. But that's the only symbol on here. That's all you're looking for are these symbols, and then you're done, which I really dig. There's not like a whole bunch of symbology and, oh, I got the shield, star, ninja, face, pogo stick combination, and that means this or that. It's just, you just roll the dice and know what you got, which I dig. Alright, got 2 player aids. Very nice. They kind of got this here. I know in the final version, this is included in the player board. You have all of this stuff here on the actual player board that you have. So, where you put your dice pool in and stuff. So I know that's already improved. Looking here, it looks like we just got different terrain overlays. I know you can have like impassable terrain or dangerous terrain or rough terrain and stuff like that. It looks like this is just a basic rubble and then rubble on fire combination here by the looks of it. But I think those are, and again, these are like meaty already. These are nice. Okay, and I got the old style of buildings, but I think I got some new ones too. So they've already punched out some of this, but as you can see, these are the kind of the old style, I believe, of apartments and buildings like that. We have to fold them, and they're made out of paper. They are giving plastic in the new version here, and then some more tokens. It looks like they didn't need it in their playthrough. So maybe I don't need it either. I guess we will see. We will see. Assuming they played it. They may have not played it. They may have done some other video content with it. I do not know. Let's go into those buildings right away, because I'm curious to see what all the fuss is about. And look at that. Now, this is obviously not final production. This is a resin, and they will be doing... In fact, this might be the old Privateer Press resin ones. They're doing the normal ones in PVC with a base that has, like, you know, the sculpted base around it and all that. But you can kind of see general size of, like, at least some of these buildings. In fact, I don't think these are even the biggest ones. But I did get 2 buildings here, so I can kind of take a look at those. They seem really nice, and again, it's kind of hard to judge because I know this isn't the final version. But design-wise, there's nothing here that they couldn't do. There's some pretty skinny lines here. It'll be interesting to see, I think, how that finally does. But nothing here is small scale either. I mean, this whole game is what seems to be huge, so not too much of an issue there. All right, so we've got 2 more buildings here. Just check to see if they're the same kind. They are, so we're going to skip those as well. One of the nice things about the 3D terrain, of course, is it looks good from any angle, which is very, very nice. Now we got an alien set and defense. Let's look at the def ×2. These are like the little G-tanks that they just added. So the original game was like this with clear bases. They are changing that because they're being pre-assembled at the factory, and when you glue them, you use super glue, and it can cause some frosting, and it's just definitely not worth it. Additionally, when you get sculpted bases, I think they just can look quite premium as well. So, but as you can see, the detail here is quite nice. But again, I think this is the old model, so we'll see the difference. I won't spend too much time on it, but definitely a realistic kind of look at things there. And as you can see, they have different weapons as well, different styles. They're so small, I think, compared to everything, but really good against they're appropriately sized against those buildings, which I dig. So let's see what the aliens have here. Ooh, oh, sorry guys. So we got these little guys here, and again, this is the non-mythic version here. They do have a Thinethal, gosh, I can't speak today, Prime, where it's black with kind of an overshot of the gray to kind of give some shadow and depth. Hey, I might even paint some of these, who knows? We will see. And then they got some different guys down here. Kind of see them as well. Maybe, there you go. Very nice looking. Love it. I like how short and squat they are. Very fun. Okay, I think the only thing left is these bad boys. I'm going to have to zoom out on this for now. All right, let's see what we got here. We got foam. Who would have guessed? Oh, man. Okay, here we go. So we got more buildings for sure. Let's take a look at some of these buildings, because these are sweet. Zoom back in. All right, not too much. These are actually quite sizable. Yeah, I like the just having the round shape here. I think really changes it up a lot. But then having a tower versus a big building and stuff like that, just help it. In fact, it's not even a perfectly square like that. I think will help change it up quite a bit. Same thing with what looks like kind of the nuclear power plant, which probably gives you some kind of bonus. I love that it's hollowed in like that. I'll see if they keep that in the final version, of course. But it looks really nice because, I mean, again, when you look down into it, and you just paint it black, right? It doesn't need to go all the way down. It just needs to have that kind of wall there. And I think that's wonderful. That looks really nice. And again, same thing. We got rounded top here. Definitely a unique kind of conical shape here. And then the rectangle here really help change things up. But even if you keep the square... Oh, no, actually, this is not even square at all. So they still rounded this part as well. And then, of course, the two towers here, just like in Lord of the Rings. Love it. The entrance here, this would look great painted up with like a stained glass look here. That would look killer. It looks like another entrance here. Very, very cool. Very nice. Let's get two of each of those. Then... it looks like you have some construction area. Now this is resin, which means I think it's an early version of the Mythic Games one, whereas this is metal, which to me feels like it's obviously the Privateer Press one. This is Privateer Press, very heavy here, but again, much different. You still got that kind of square thing, but you have now a crane. This will look really nice. This will all look great, I think. Especially because construction equipment is normally like a bright orange and stuff like that. You're going to have lots of bright colors on the map. Okay, you get two of those as well. Let's look at some of the bad guys. Let's look at this guy here. I love it. This guy is super cool. Really dig it. Really happy with... the various shapes. I've seen this painted by Seb, and he makes everything look great, but that doesn't mean the mini's not good either. The face with the eyes here and the teeth look awesome. I love the kind of like sharp edges here that it kind of alludes to, but then on the inside it's like this ribbed version. You can kind of see it down here as well. They give it a little bit of an alien kind of look to it, even though it's kind of armorish. The headpiece going all the way back there, very cool there as well. I love that the back end tail is swerved out the other way, and it's kind of doing just a tiny bit of that S shape where it kind of comes in and then slightly starts to come out towards the bottom there. The feet are good because this one's flat, whereas this one's actually raised. It definitely makes it feel like it's walking, like it's about to lift this leg up and put it in front of the other one, which I appreciate. The like weird claw hands being two different ways, I think help as well. Especially with this one angled up so you see that bottom part more. And then this one's kind of on the side, so you kind of see both, and then you see the tops of these really well. So overall, I think very smartly designed. This kind of like ribbed body structure that he has here will look wonderfully painted, I am sure. But then there's some little details like you can kind of see here, and the muscle definition and on the legs and stuff like that as well. Overall, though, kind of a cartoony style, which just means it'll actually paint up really easy, which I am kind of excited for. And then we have Defender X here. Look at that. Love it. Very much Pacific Rim, if you know what I'm talking about. I'll leave it at that. But love the kind of the Iron Man style power, unit thing there. Love all the what looks like missiles all around the arms, and then the huge jet pack on the side with kind of the guards on either side of it. Shoulder pads, big ol' Power Rangers faceplate here, almost turbine stuff here for the jets. Even what looks like giant screws and stuff like that. They can kind of see throughout where the paneling is. Very, very nice. Yeah, I love it. Even underneath here is sculpted, which is very nice. When it's this big of a mini, you're going to see that. You got little lines here that definitely need to be able to come through in the final version. However, Mythic Games always makes great minis, so I'm not concerned about that in the slightest. You put a little bit of ink in there, it'll look super great. Even the knees having this kind of inlay here, very nice. And of course the feet as well. Great pose, definitely kind of almost like a power stance. I can't tell if it's about to blast off, or if it almost just is taking a step back to shoot, or there's a lot of possibilities from that pose that it could kind of go into. So it fits a lot of different scenarios, which is nice as well. Well, you know what, guys? That is it. That is Monsterpocalypse. A very small version. I know the final version has 8 different kind of factions in it before even you get to stretch goals and add-ons and stuff like that. But I must say this, they've just done a really smart job when it comes to the buildings and the poses, and just orientation of the hands and stuff like that are very nice. So definitely a quality product by the looks of it. Huge minis, by the way. These are big honking guys. So excited to kind of see that. All right, guys, again, there's a link down below to the Kickstarter if you're interested. I'll be doing a review shortly, so be sure to subscribe if you want to see that. Otherwise, Google will not let you know. That's just how Google works. They're both good and bad at that. So, again, be sure to subscribe if you want to see that. And also Harakiri, a whole bunch of other stuff coming up. Really excited to share all that with you. All right, take care, guys. Bye.